Twitter co-founder and former CEO Jack Dorsey just got a new job, CEO of Twitter. Kurt Wagner is a reporter for Recode and joins us now. Welcome to the show, Kurt.
Hey, Mike. It's a new job and an old job all wrapped into one.
It's more than that. It's a new job that he got fired from, and then he got the job again. That's a good one. Now, you wrote that the board decided this last Wednesday when Recode first reported the possibility that he was the front runner for the job. Why did they wait 5 days, do you think?
Well, I think that they were trying to figure out some logistical things, partly what is Adam Bain going to do, or what was Adam Bain going to do? So for those who don't know, Adam Bain has been Twitter's longtime head of revenue, the guy responsible for making all the money at the company, and he does a really good job, and he's really well liked, and people internally just can't say enough good things about him. He got a promotion today. He's now the COO of Twitter. Exactly what that means is, a little bit unclear because they didn't lay out exactly his full job responsibilities this morning. But I think what they were trying to do is, once they decided that Jack was going to run the show, I think it just, it takes a couple days for them to figure out what are other people going to do? How are we going to have this, frame this announcement, all that kind of stuff. And they didn't decide until last Wednesday. And so then, it takes a couple days and then you got the weekend and here we are first thing Monday morning. So I don't think it was super crazy that they waited a few days, but people were very impatient. So you can imagine that everyone was anxious to get an answer.
So, Kurt, to my knowledge, it seems like Jack has always been sort of the king of the hill when you're talking about Twitter's CEO watch. He was really always at the top. A lot of people were reporting that they were really thinking about him long term. I know that Bain's name was in a couple times and sort of mystery outsiders, as it were. But Jack really never left that field. And it seems that, he's gotten the job now. What does the board see in Jack Dorsey, and why is he ultimately the fit for CEO at Twitter right now?
Well, you could see we had a profile on Friday about Jack, and we talked to a ton of people about why they think that he can run two companies. And it was actually we heard some stuff this morning from Bain and Noto and Peter Curry, who's one of the board members, and even Ev Williams posted a Medium post. And it was kind of interesting because all of what they were saying aligned with a lot of what the people we spoke to had also said, which was that, Jack has been thinking about the Twitter product for longer than anybody. He's the co-founder, of course. And so if there's anyone who kind of has a vision for where this company is going, it's going to be Jack. And then the other big thing that a couple people pointed out was that he has what is, referred to as the moral authority to make massive changes at Twitter. So if they want to get rid of the 140 character limit, which we reported last week they're considering doing, that decision is a big one, and it has to come from someone with the moral authority to make that, and that in this case would be Jack. So I think that those combinations of the way he thinks about the product and the reputation and the respect he has to make the big changes needed were the combination that ultimately led them to pick Jack to run the show.
There's some other changes, but I don't think we know exactly what happened to CFO Anthony Noto, who's, I think he was a recent hire, wasn't he? What's going on with Anthony? Do we know?
So as far as I know, Anthony is still going to be CFO. He seems to be doing a relatively good job. I mean, people have said positive things about him. I think the only thing that is somewhat unclear is who he's going to report to. I assume he's reporting directly to Jack because typically the CFO would report right to the CEO. But at the same time, now that Adam Bain is the COO, it could be that Anthony Noto is reporting to Bain. That's something that they didn't explicitly say and that we haven't yet unearthed, I guess, so far this morning. But otherwise, I don't really see there being a big change with what he's been doing. I know that he's kind of a little bit more, I've heard that he's a little bit more hands-on than the typical CFO. He's not just simply sitting there doing the books, but he's actually contributing to, the future of the company and kind of like looking at where things are going. So I think in that way, he's more involved than maybe the traditional CFO might be. But yeah, I don't think a lot has changed for him.
Kurt Wagner is at recode.net, and you can follow him on Twitter at KurtWagner8. You can also follow the new and old CEO on Twitter. He's, unlike some of the board, actually uses it. Kurt Wagner, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me, Mike.
All right.